Hello and welcome. My name is Matt Lozar, Director of Recruitment Marketing at Haley Marketing, and I'm glad you're able to join me for this mini webinar covering 4 common questions about outsourcing your job advertising. And we hear this pain from clients all the time, right? They're posting their jobs and they're praying. They're praying that candidates click on their jobs, that they find their jobs, then click on their jobs, apply for their jobs, and that they're quality candidates for their job orders, their job openings. And it leads to this, right? Frustration, wanting to bang your head on your desk, and leading to a cry for help. And that's where there is a better way to manage that recruitment budget. And one of the great ways to do that is to outsource that to another company and work with them in a partnership. Which leads us to the first question for our mini webinar today. Why would we give up control of our recruitment strategy? And I'm going to answer that question with a question of my own. Why do companies outsource their hiring to you? Right? Why do your clients come to staffing agencies, your staffing agency, to work with you? And the answers are, you know them, right? Because you're the experts, because they hate hiring, because it's more efficient for them to outsource that to the staffing agency. And that's exactly the same way, the same thinking on why companies should outsource or give up control of their recruitment strategy, right? Find that right partner, because you hate manually posting and monitoring and taking down the jobs across multiple job boards. There has to be a better answer, a better automation answer. Your team needs that time back, right? Right now it feels like twice the work for half the results. When that happens, when budgets are tight, when every expense is being counted, it's vital to find the automation and the technology that's going to help you have more time to deliver the results and fill all of your open job orders, right? Similar to why companies outsource to staffing agencies, it's more efficient to a company that has the expertise, the technology, the processes, the knowledge in place to deliver the results. And really, right, you're not giving it up. You're working together, right? The correct partner is going to want to work with you to meet your recruitment goals. You're not giving up. You're not turning the keys over to a company and letting them run everything. You're not just fully giving it up to software. You're working together to use those tools the right way to help you meet your recruitment goals. Question number 2, will I lose my applications? I can assure you, absolutely not, right? I don't like to make a lot of guarantees. We've never seen applications just go away. That's not going to happen, right? That'd be the last thing any company that works with on their company wants to happen, right? We don't want to have that happen in this relationship. That'd be the worst thing that could happen, because candidate applications are the pipeline, the lifeblood of any staffing agency. And it can be a little scary, and you want to be cautious about it, of that unknown, right? You're changing the way you're spending your money. You're changing the way that applications are coming in, but they're not going to go the way. We're just changing the way that money's spent, right? You're still posting on a lot of the same job boards. It could be exactly the same job boards. We're just trying to get more efficiency out of that budget. Let's take a look at a couple of case studies, right? The first one, this comes from our first client we ever managed their recruitment spend. The last month they kept this internally on their own. They had 62 of their 92 jobs that were sponsored receive 0 applications. When I've said that stat before to potential clients, to prospects, I've heard audible groans on the phone because they feel the pain. They understand what's happening there. And it's great to see there is a better way. The first month where our team managed this company's recruitment budget and their strategy, only 2 of the 66 jobs had no applications. Extend that out to the entire year, 10 of their 282 jobs had no applications. We were able to create a strategy to program the software and teach the software to come up with a strategy to get more applications across more jobs. Another case study for an industrial client we work with in Ohio. They were only advertising on Indeed, and that's the correct strategy for them to meet their goal of getting as many applications as possible. We created a strategy and tactics to lower that cost per application to as low as it could be, to maximize that budget, get more applications out of their current job spend budget. And we were able to do that. Did their overall costs increase? Of course, slightly, but their applications went up by 60%. Overall costs are only up 7%. That's an enormous increase on the application count. More applications came to their team. They were able to lower their cost per application and get more ROI out of that budget. That leads to the question of what does it cost, right? And different formulas may work with different companies or different agencies. This is what we've seen works well, right? Number one, the ad spend. The biggest part of the budget, obviously, is going to be what you're spending with the job boards directly. The goal is always to reduce that, or if it stays the same, to get more out of it. Instead of spending that money directly with the job boards, it goes to the company that you're partnering with in this recruitment strategy. Number two, there could be a software fee, right? We license a software from a company called AppCast to manage the budgets, to work with the automation and put the technology in place to increase the efficiency and get more ROI. The third part, that management fee. Think back to how when companies come to you when they outsource their hiring, right? There's a big difference between the pay rate and the bill rate. Just like here, that's how your company makes money. The company you're partnering with does have a management fee that goes into the time and expertise to managing your budget, working with you on that plan to get the most out of your budget and deliver as many applications as possible. My last case study in this mini webinar here is with a client out in California, right? They have non-clinical and clinical jobs with healthcare facilities. The last month they handled internally, they had 379 applications on Indeed, right? An okay amount, but then they outsourced it to Haley Marketing and they worked with us and saw a huge increase, right? 131% increase in applications, more than double the amount of applications that they had managing it internally on one job board, right? We created a strategy to get their jobs to 5 different job boards and then continue to analyze that data to make sure their money is being spent in the appropriate place. The last question here in this presentation today, which companies find the most success? And I want to flip that just a little bit, right? Which companies don't find success? The ones that are looking for the purple unicorns, right? There isn't a hidden treasure trove of candidates. There's no silver bullet here. Is this going to deliver better results? Of course. Is it going to solve all your recruitment problems overnight? It is not, right? You have to be willing to work together with your recruitment partner, to trust the data and make sure you're using that data to meet your recruitment goals. Another thing we've seen that doesn't work really well is when you have a long, tedious application process in place, if it's hard to track that with some technology behind the scenes, and that really doesn't work well on desktop or mobile if we're driving candidates to applications that are long and hard to fill out, where your candidates get frustrated and just want to leave. So which companies are the most successful, right? Which ones find that success when outsourcing their recruitment budget, when partnering with a company on that recruitment strategy to get the most ROI? Number one, you have to embrace the technology and automation, right? Know that it's going to help you. It's not going to take it away from you. Embrace those new changes. You have to be willing and open to moving money around with flexibility and trusting the data to help you make future decisions. Right? For example, let's say you invested 50% of your budget on job board A and 50% on job board B. When you have the right technology and automation in place, you can see which of the job boards are helping you meet your goals. It could be lowest cost per application. It could be the lowest cost per quality application, or which job boards are bringing us the most physical placements and ROI. Then we shift that money around. The most successful clients have a quick and clean application process where it's easy to track. It's easy to know if candidates applied from Indeed or ZipRecruiter or AppCast or any of the job boards that you're sponsoring on. Then you can analyze the data quickly and make the best decisions for your company. Lastly, the ones that have a strong working relationship and working together with the company they're outsourcing this to meet your recruitment goals, right? At Haley Marketing, we don't have the answers on what your recruitment goals are, but if you help tell us what those recruitment goals are, we can help you put the right strategy in place to know which job boards to advertise on, to know how to organize and group your jobs, on which strategy to put in place to meet those recruitment goals, and then continually manage and optimize and shift as different factors change. So if you have questions, we'd love for you to reach out. 888-696-2900. Shoot us an email, info@haleymarketing.com. We're happy to chat with you on any of your recruitment challenges, job advertising, career sites, social recruiting, employer branding. Some resources that can help on your time, right? We have great on-demand webinars from our team over at lunchwithhaley.com. Super simple tactics to get more out of your job board spend. We look at application length, day of the week to post, these small little tactics that can help you get more ROI out of your job board spend right now. Recruitment marketing, what should you be doing now, right? It's much different right now than it was 6-12 months ago. How should you shift your recruitment marketing? Lastly, understanding programmatic ad buying, right? That's what we use to deliver the best results. How can you use that to find the best results in your recruitment spend? Lastly, head over to our new website, recruitmentmarketers.com, and check out our smart recruiting checklist, 190 ideas to make your recruiting smarter, right? Find more quality, find the passive candidates, get better results. Download it today at recruitmentmarketers.com, and it'll help you really analyze your current recruitment marketing and find ways where you can find more, better candidates out there to fill all of your open job orders. Thank you for joining us today. Hope to talk to you soon. Take care.